Welcome, welcome, welcome. He's back. Hey, it's a show that's all business all the time. All we talk is business all the time. Serial entrepreneurs, that's the title of this show. If you're an entrepreneur, you're trying to get started in a business, you don't know where to get started, how to get started, guess what? Not only am I a serial entrepreneur, but I found the best.
Hi, Michelle.
Yeah, the best that I could find. My girl Shy, she's the most supportive person I've seen. She'll inbox you when you got a problem and be like, hey, this is what you need to do. You know, she's one of those entrepreneurs that support entrepreneurs. She got these shirts going. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about how we can get these shirts, but I'm going to let her introduce herself first.
Hi, you guys. I am Saw Michelle, also known as the T-shirt dealer. That's the name of my business. I'm a serial entrepreneur here in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I'm so excited to be here with Trapper the Rapper.
It's the rapper, baby.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
That's what's up. So how did you get started in the industry?
Well, I got started. I knew I can design shirts. I knew that I would be able to, just do graphics, and it just came to me. And I was sitting in my day job, and I was just like, let me just redesign this flyer. Let me try, to redesign something and see can I do it. And I did. And from that point, I just was like, let me start designing shirts, T-shirts, and things like that. So the first one, well, this wasn't the first one. I had some little cute sayings like she hustle, flip that, hustle that, made that bag, and that sold. And so I was like, oh, okay, so I could do, graphics, so I can put whatever I want on it. And so then when I had an event center, I started doing this event called Side Hustle Saturday and having these different, small businesses in the building. I was like, let me do a shirt to help them stand out more. And boom, business owner was so easy, and it was so, and so I did the shirt. I wanted it to be simple. I wanted it to be something that, not too busy, just something that, that'll stand out and anybody can wear it in any type of setting. So that's why I made it like really, really basic. So, yeah.
Okay, so how can the people reach you? How can they find you? How can they get a shirt?
All social media platforms at thetshirtdealer.com. I'm sorry, the T-shirt dealer. And then my website is thetshirtdealer.com. Okay. And I'm Saw Michelle on Facebook, so I'm,
That's it?
Don't overflood me with face friend requests.
What about Instagram?
Instagram, same thing. The T-shirt dealer.
The T-shirt dealer.
Yeah.
Hey, that can't be.
And TikTok. I just started doing TikTok. So
how long have you been doing this? The T-shirt. How long have you been doing? How long you been in that industry?
Since 2014, doing T-shirts.
Okay, I was like, how was you able to get that name on all platforms?
Yeah, my friend Eric. I don't know. A lot of people know Eric Green, but Eric was like, "You need the name of the tea," because I'm also in. I also was selling tea, so he was like, "You need to do the T-shirt deal," and I was like, "Man, that's what's up." I didn't think about it. Didn't second guess it. I'm like, that's it.
He is a good dude, man.
He is.
He is a good dude. He came through one time and we swapped out beats. Music guy for T-shirts.
Yeah.
And the T-shirts that I wear, those hashtag Arkansas is mine shirts. Or you see me in a grown man T-shirt. He made all those T-shirts.
Oh, really? Yeah. A lot of people, I know his work.
Yeah.
He pretty much was a print guy for everybody. Yeah.
He had ended up with
He like the T-shirt god. He had like 5 stores here, Dallas, Memphis, everywhere, slinging out the car.
Yeah. He was that guy, man. I met E and had a group called the Boys Club, and he was part of that. So I hate when he just disappeared. I don't know, but hey, man,
took a hiatus.
Yeah, he I don't know, but
yeah,
I miss E. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
That was that's interesting. I didn't know y'all had that connection.
Yeah, because I started working in one of his stores, and when I started working at his store, I just was able to get hands on with some of his customers, the products, to see how it flowed. Just so now I don't have a T-shirt store, but I know how to actually open one just because of just being in in his place of business.
Iron sharpen iron.
Yeah.
Got you. So did you have a mentor in the T-shirt business?
He was my mentor.
He was your mentor?
Yeah. Because somebody referred me to him, and I knew I had already had the business owner design, and I got in touch with him, and I shot him the print on his phone, and had like, I need 100 shirts, I need 200 shirts, and so it just kind of went from there. And then started sending him graphics, and I guess he was kind of like, oh, he didn't have to graphic design for me. a lot of times they have to do it for people, and I'm like, I got that part.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it called? Victor print or Vector?
No, I did everything through Canva.
Okay.
Yeah, just something easy. I'm not with all that Adobe and stuff.
Poppin'.
That kind of
Canva is popping. I hate memberships like that where you have to pay every year for something like you never own it. But Canva is
for beginners. Yeah, like if they already have the templates and everything for you. So if you don't know what you're doing, you can go on there and pretty much plug and play. So yeah.
The world is so small, and because I am a former rapper.
Me too.
Yeah, but that's it. It's amazing that all the business, even E.
I know.
It's amazing how all
we started as rappers.
We started as rappers, but that's why we're still here because we learned how to market and promote. If you need help marketing and promotion, I got the book right here. You have to reach millions. Y'all got to advertise every day. Amazon does it, Walmart does it, McDonald's does it. You have to advertise every day. Coca-Cola advertise every day. If you're not advertising every day, if you're not reaching people, then you're leaving money on the table. You can buy this book on Amazon. I am the author, Trapper the Rapper. Hey, check me out. It's so what steps did you take to get started?
Basically, once I got the shirt, once I designed it, got the shirts, and I just started kind of moving around the city because for me, I'm like, business owner can take me everywhere, and it still haven't reached its highest potential in that shirt itself. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm learning. Now I'm interested in pushing it farther and farther. At first, I'm like, oh, let me take care of the local people. Let me just say, but it didn't really, it don't really cost much to start a t-shirt business. People think it costs a lot of money. Now they have it now to where you can start a t-shirt business with no money, and I'm going to do an ebook. I'm going to give away the game, you know what I'm saying? But I know every aspect of printing now. And it took a couple of years, during the time that, the pandemic, during that year, I just sat down the whole year and was like, you know what, me and you two, we about to be best friends, you know what I'm saying? Let me learn printing. Yeah. Let me learn printing. Let me learn everything about it, you know what I'm saying? And I learned some things that I had no clue. I'm like, wow, there's a whole world of just T-shirts. So, yeah. Yeah,
you guys have no excuse. Google is the #1 search engine in the world. They own YouTube. YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. So you have no excuses. Anything you want to know, anything you want to learn how to do, you can learn right here. It's just like this show. Look at all the information that you're getting right now. We're finna pile some knowledge on you about how to get into the t-shirt business game. And what is it costing you? It doesn't cost you anything. But if you would, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell. That's all we ask. I mean, how easy is that? Somebody's going to give you all this knowledge, and that's all you have to do. So what was your initial investment into this t-shirt game?
I would say $100.
Really?
Yeah. I just needed 10 shirts.
10 shirts.
Yeah. And let me see what these 10 shirts do. You know what I'm saying? Because if I can get these t-shirts out, these 10 shirts, sell them for 20, 25, you know what I'm saying? Take that and flip it and... Hey, go back. Yeah. A lot of times people think they got to have a lot of money. Even when I had the event center, I started the event center with $500.
You got to be kidding.
Yeah, I had 2 buildings, so I started both of them with $500. I had already been collecting things. My dad was already in the industry of bridals, the bridal fairs and things like that. We were doing stuff like that and entertainment, I would say, events and things like that. So I had started collecting things, So when I actually just, got the building, it was nothing.
So you telling me with the money the government sending them right now, they can build an empire?
That should have been, that. Man, please. I'm mad at everybody that got a PPP and didn't PPP it right.
Oh, they was buying things. They was buying things. We sell things, they buy things.
Well, hey, I sell things. I'm a legit entrepreneur. Shout out to Richard Johnson. That's my boy.
I don't know nobody government name. Shout out to my boy.
He was a rapper
Rich.
Too.
Shout out to my boy Filthy Richard Dunn Blaze, baby. Filthy Richard Dunn Blaze,
I think that's how we all met.
Really?
Music bonded us. Yeah.
Music is life. Music is life. It's the international language. It works everywhere.
Right.
So, it's a small world. Yeah. Like, everybody you mentioned it on that.
Started with music.
Man.
I think it's really about, and the crazy part about that background is because people that are in music, they are creative. Creative people. Definitely. I'm an Aquarius, so I create everything, Gotcha. And so being a creator, you want to see things come to life. Your brain is constantly spilling out ideas, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, but that's why Jay-Z is where he is. That's why Dre is where he is. That's why Puffy is where he is. There's something about music that, because we have to market all the time.
Right.
We're always competing. We're always trying to do better. We're always trying to push forward. And then once we realize, because you are a brand.
Right.
Jay-Z said, "I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman.
Right.
Let me handle my business. Let me handle
you
my
gotta
business."
catch it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to catch it. If you miss the whole business part of it, that's when we realize. But bosses take losses, and that's just part of the game. So, what is the biggest loss that you've ever taken?
Man, the biggest loss. I wouldn't really call it a loss because I closed. When I closed my building, a lot of it was at its peak. I would say it was rising. But I closed it because I just was tired. You know what I'm saying? I had been doing events past what people saw. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had just really heard of me.
Exactly.
But I had been doing events for probably about 15 years, and I just didn't want to do another event, in between parties. And I had got so exhausted with parties to where I didn't even celebrate my own birthday.
Wow.
Things that have come up with my own family, I just didn't want to be a part. And friends, birthday parties and everything. So I would say when I closed and I took my break and got over myself, then I was like, dang, I should have stayed open. Man, I'm missing so much money now. But then I wasn't upset because I closed right before the pandemic. So I probably would have been one of those businesses that shut down too, because during that time, no one wanted to be around people. That was really when we were first learning about it. That's when we were really committed to wearing masks. Yeah. So I had events all through the year, and people would call me at the beginning of the year for an event in December.
Of course.
So I knew I would have had to refund all this money, things like that. So I'm kind of glad that I closed, but now I miss it so much because it was a part of my life. So yeah.
Wow. I was watching a show earlier with Steph Curry and Michael Jordan on a podcast on YouTube, and they were saying that they hated losing more than they enjoyed winning. They hated losing more than they enjoyed winning. Like, winning is cool, but not losing is way better,
Right. That's the truth, because I was listening to this guy this morning. I can't call his name, but he's a billionaire. I can't remember his name. And I listen to a lot of different billionaires and millionaires, but I love listening to billionaires. And he was talking about the 9-5 rule. And, he said if you operate on the 9-5 rule, meaning that the 95-5 rule, that's what it is. 95% of your business is on track. You make sure you do the best that you can. You make sure you tidy this up. You make sure this is correct. You make sure your guests welcome people in. But you should always look for the 5%, the 5% of what's not done in your business. And if you keep your eyes on the 5% on what's not done, you'll always be on point. So when he said that, I was like, you know what? That's so true, because we get so caught up, but we don't look at the little bitty details. The little details is people pay attention to the small details.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I thought that was good advice.
I got a show with Chap on YouTube that I just shot before this one, and we were talking about just getting 1% better every time I show up.
Yeah.
So, if you get to 150 shows, I should be 150% better than I was when I started.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So that's just my thing, because you can look at something now and be like, oh man, it's professional, but there's always room for improvement.
Right.
And if you're willing to make take time, sacrifice, and put the time in.
Self-development. Every entrepreneur should be caught up in self-development every single day. If you're not listening to something self-development, you really should start your morning with that. The beginning of my morning, I really don't want to talk on the phone. I kind of give myself to myself, give myself to God. I'm listening to things that just start my day off, because I know that sets the tone for the rest of the day. So I already, prayed myself up, listen to a couple of motivational videos, listen to a couple of millionaires and billionaires, and now I'm ready to go ahead and go out there and conquer the day, because I know anything that come about that's hard or challenging, I know how to take care of that. I know how to handle it. So my days run smooth that way.
I can tell you like to be in charge. You always dot your I's and cross your T's. I mean, this is the first interview. You brought me some questions like, you can use them questions. I was like, wow, and they're good questions. I'm running through them. I'm like, this is kind of dope. All right, was you like that as a child? Like,
sort of, yeah. Like I said once before, I was that candy lady. I was the girl at school selling candy on the bus. You know what I'm saying?
That's enough.
A lot of entrepreneurs have that in common.
Nine-laters got us to where we at, baby.
Hey, I bought them for 5 cents. I'm gonna sell them to you for $0.25 because you don't have no candy and it's the middle of the school day. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to do it. You know, but that's majority of a lot of entrepreneurs started with lemonade stands and things like that. The selling candy is, you know.
I started flipping food stamps. I mean, I would buy like Juicy Red and Big Red and Double Mint, and I would take it was like $1, but I could sell them for 25 cents. I get a pack for $1, and I could sell them for 25 cents at school. Man, I was going.
It was all about the flip.
Yeah, it was about the flip. Them lemon heads, Boston baked beans, Alexander the grapes, and the red hats. Red hot. Oh my goodness!
And don't. Your mom don't even know what's going on.
No. But we was able to buy lunch. We could get stuff out the vending machine like the other kids because I know that's why I did it because. My mama didn't understand capitalism.
Yeah,
she didn't understand how money actually works, and you can't work harder than your money.
Yeah,
and that's why we're business owners today because we've realized that it takes money to make money. People always say that, and in my house they used to say money didn't grow on trees.
Right.
You know, but money does grow on trees if you plant the right seeds.
Right. I actually bought a plant last week that's a money tree. That joker growing too.
That's it.
And I was just playing when I bought it. I'm like, this little thing is growing.
That's it. Money does grow on trees if you plant the right seeds. So her next question she got for me to ask her is, the rapper, baby. Who was your biggest supporter in the beginning?
My sons.
Really?
Yeah. My sons are so mature. You know, both of them went to the Air Force. And now it's like, you know how you go through that period in which your kids, you the parent of the kids, but then it does come to a point where your kids show you that they are mature. You know, they show you that they do support you. So my sons are very supportive. My dad is extremely supportive. My dad is an entrepreneur. So he understands my mindset 100%.
Oh, so you're second generation.
Yeah. My dad he understood when I left my job. You know what I'm saying? He knew when he took his leap. He took a leap of faith that he left his job and he had been there for 20, 30 years or whatever. You know, so I was at the 10-year mark and I just knew it was time to go. You know, entrepreneurs, it's hard for them to work for other people. You know, it's hard for you to, you know, submit to authority, I would say.
Well,
lunch breaks and stuff.
Is an acronym for just over broke. And they want to keep you contained. They want you to go get that big mortgage. They want you to get that big house. So you have to come in there and take what the boss say every day.
Yeah.
So once you find out how to minimize your expenses, how to live below your means, you realize you don't have to take all that stuff.
Yeah.
And plus once you start making limited money, because you know $60,000 a year is a lot of money until you make $600,000 in 1 month.
Yeah, they don't want. That's the sauce. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that. You know, they want you to sit there depressed. You know, give you $10. You know, and the crazy part about it is that, you know, every year we would get like a 33-cent raise.
Wow.
And but you so comfortable and caught up in working. You know what I'm saying? You don't be thinking about that. You just know you make $16 an hour. But then when you really sit down and really think about it, you're like, it take me 4 years to make $1. Like, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
No, really.
Yeah, and so you just like, you know, it's hard for an entrepreneur to just sit there and just take that. And I knew it was time for me to go because I started becoming rebellious. Like when my supervisor would come in there and tell me stuff, and it was just a thing of her thinking that she was telling me what to do. I didn't like it, and I just knew that it's time for me to move around. You know, it's time for me to move around because it's not gonna work out that much longer.
So you had a job that you were doing for 10 years.
Yeah.
And on that job, you know, you get comfortable with a salary. Were you working any part-time gigs or anything?
Yeah, I was working at the airport. I worked at my day job for 10 years. I worked at the airport for 7 years. So I would go to work, come home, have this small break in between time where I hurry up and get my sons straight for the next day, or, you know, fix their food or whatever, check homework and all that type of stuff. And 8 o'clock, boom, I'm out the door. 8 to 11, 8 to 12, you know what I'm saying? So it was easy. It was actually easy work, and the jobs were close. So it wasn't really like, I worked 2 jobs. It wasn't stressful like that. It was just like, it was just, it became routine. But I just knew that it was too much. I didn't want to just dedicate my whole day. Really, because you're literally dedicating your 8 hours and plus your 4 hours. And I didn't have time to be I didn't have time to really tap into my entrepreneur skills. I didn't have time to, birth anything because I'm always working. I'm always in and out the door. So, yeah.
Yeah, and see, when I was in the Army, most people in the military, I don't realize, live right on that line where they can still get welfare and food stamps. So I always had a second job where I went to school. But to me, it was a lot of money because I was a kid. I didn't have a family to support at that time.
Yeah.
So, it's like I always worked. So most people who want more, you say, I'll take a second job. You thinking that's what's going to get you ahead.
Yeah.
When you realize a second job is just that, a second job.
A second job. That's just paying one more bill.
Exactly. So that's why it's more important to get your finances under control, live below your means, and what they call it, delayed gratification.
Yeah.
If you don't understand anything else, y'all start figuring out if you just wait a little longer and put your money to work, put your money somewhere where it's going to work for you, like in the stock market, or start your own business where it's limitless to where your money can make so much money, you'll be a lot farther off.
Yeah.
You'll be a lot better off because it's going to push you a lot farther.
Right.
So when you start your own business, there's no cap on it.
Right.
A second job, there's a cap on how much money you can make.
Yeah.
Because you're still working on a salary or working hourly.
And then you're making like, what, $100 and some in a day, if that, or $50, $60 in a day. Mm-hmm. At a day job, like literally break it down to how much money you bring home in a day. And you go out like, okay, I could make $3,000 in a month. If I say, hey, Trapper, can you make $3,000 in a month? A lot of people that don't think like us will be like, well, that looks big. But if I say, well, can you make $100 a day? You know what I'm saying? That's $3,000. Well, sometimes they be like, well, even $100 look big. I say, well, okay, can you go out there and do a couple things for $20? You know what I'm saying? That's can you go sling a shirt for $20? Can you go out and sell 4 or 5 shirts today? $20. Now, if I'm talking $20 and you do that every single day, you know what I'm saying? Now you will go and work for it. But if I say $3,000 off the jump, then you think it's big. You didn't really take action till I said it was $20. $20 to go make you $20. Go out and, go walk in businesses. Go introduce yourself. Get yourself out there. So that's basically what the shirt is about. Business owners, so you won't have to really say it. It really started conversations. Like, what type of business you on?
And it's a great shirt. It feels so good. It make you feel like somebody when you put it on. If I was y'all, I'd go buy one. Yeah. It make me want to go sell something.
If you're a small business, you need it. Yeah,
you gotta have this motivation.
Yeah, I had a guy last week. His name is Rod Cross, and he sells bundt cakes. And he was telling me that he had the shirt on and he was out, and this lady just asking what type of business that he do, and he went in his pocket, gave her a business card instantly. She was a business owner, so they both started talking about business. You know what I'm saying? She telling about her business, he talking about his, and then at the end they talking about my shirts. So it's like 3 people, 3 networking. I'm not even there. Wow. But my shirt and I'm in the conversation. Yeah. And I get that all the time. You know what I'm saying? People always say, oh, girl, I was out somewhere and somebody asked me about what type of business So that's why I made it simple. I wanted it to be where people like a corporate person, Caucasian people can wear it, anybody can wear it. I didn't want it to be black business owner. I mean, I didn't want that box.
I saw you posted that on Facebook about Lil Scrappy.
Yeah.
He asked you about the shirt. Like,
he looked at it, he said, it needs to say black right here. And I was like, no.
No, we ain't living
no, we're not getting in no box. We're not leaving money on the table. You know what I'm saying? Because business owners come in all types of ethnicities. Yeah.
That word.
Yeah, that word. And you don't want to, somebody will want the shirt, but because they can't have the shirt because they see black on it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do that to myself, but I also, knew that I wasn't making the shirt for me. So
and as a business owner, we all have the same problems. I don't care if you just got off the boat or if you've been here your whole life. We all go through the same things. We all have overhead that we have to cover. We all have expenses that we have to cover, and we're all trying to make a profit.
And it ain't for the week.
It is not for the week, and it's not, an 8-hour job is safe because, with a business, it's nonstop. It's 24/7.
But you know what? Another thing is that, you work your 8 hours at work, and you feel like you're made to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm made to, I don't want to have to get up
They
at
just
7
sitting
o'clock
there,
in the
they
morning.
dragging.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and be at work or whatever. But then when you actually are working in your purpose, you know, being an entrepreneur, a full-time entrepreneur, I've been there for 4 years now, you know, and it feels good to, if I sleep over a little bit, I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? So I can get up at 8:02 or 8:03, you know, but I do have a time where I'm in my office at 10 o'clock, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I stay in my office from 10 to 2. You try to do my business. But then when you're working in your purpose, when you're working in what you want to do or something that makes you happy, man, you'll find yourself putting in 10, 12, 15 hours a day. You just won't stop. And I spend 4 or 5 hours printing shirts. I spend 3, 4 hours on my website. You know what I'm saying? And you find a passion in that. No one's making you do it. You're excited about it. You know what I'm saying? So you actually put more hours into being an entrepreneur than you do, you know, working a day job.
I can see that. That make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That make a whole lot of sense. It's just like, you know, on a job, you go into that job, and most of the time you ain't doing nothing. It take me a while. You know, once I get there, I start the job on a break because first thing I got to go is go to the bathroom. I got to get something to drink, you know.
Right. You drag it to your desk.
My breakfast. You know?
Yeah, you know. And then somebody telling you when you got to use the restroom. Like, that's one thing I hated about my job. I stayed there for 10 years, but I did not like that they would be like, you have 6 minutes a day. You had 6 minutes a day out the whole 8 hours.
I can't believe you wasn't making your own rules. You know, most of y'all make y'all own rules when y'all show up at the job. Okay.
My 6 went to about 10. Like, what you talking about? Who made this rule?
Exactly.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
And so now we used to go in 10, so now we're gonna stick with 10. I know how that go. So you said for 4 years that you was you've been a entrepreneur solely, working for yourself, being your own boss. What was the first year like? What was the most money you made in the first year?
The first year, it was iffy. I don't like to talk dollars, but it was iffy. I could say I sold a couple of hundred shirts in a year. You know what I'm saying? That first year, it was trying because you're so used to working. You just think about it. You subtracted a whole income away from yourself. You know, but then the good thing about it is that, you know, I live small. You know, it's just me. I downsized. When my sons left, I got out of a house. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need a house, so I got in an apartment. I've been there, you know, for forever. I said I'm not moving until I make $1 million. I'm not gonna live all over my city for what, you know what I'm saying? I'm comfortable where I am. It's just me. And so that was when I really had to learn how to budget my life. You know, when you just going through life and you just spending money and doing what you want to do, when you become an entrepreneur, you got to really kind of tone it down. You know what I'm saying? So that first year was a struggle. It took me a whole year to realize what I had done. Like, you walked off your job. Like, you know, I threw my own going away party and everything, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't even know, you know, I made them bring food, had a potluck and everything. And I just made this announcement to everybody. And so, but that first year was a struggle. And as the years went by, you know, now I'm comfortable in that. Now I'm on the other end, you know, being out for 4 years. So now I can't even see myself filling out an application. Like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you ask God to help you, you know, if you ask God, you know, can I walk out, you know, out on faith, you know, or if you walking out on faith, or, you know, you put it in prayer. You know what I'm saying? You go to God and say, is this the right thing to do? And he give you that answer, like, yeah, I'm gonna let you do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be easy. You know, you may eat some noodles. You may eat some burnt bologna sandwiches and stuff, you know, but you got to be willing to sacrifice that and know that comes with it. You know, you can't go out and kick it. You know what I'm saying? I only got $20. You know, it's been some rough times, but I could say as the years go by, it has gotten so much easier. My living is comfortable, which I've always been comfortable, but, you know, now I'm okay. I don't have to really just be like this, you know.
So you did get discouraged on some of those points, and then be like, I'm finna go back to this job.
Yeah, I thought about being a stripper, but no. Going back to work. No, just
dance like a stripper.
No, I just didn't want to go back to work. You know, I just knew that I told myself that you're too creative. You're too talented. You know what I'm saying? You can't teach ambition, and you have it. I have it. You know, I know that about myself. So it's too many things that you could just get out there. All you do is just shake and move. You know what I'm saying? Get out there and just find out what it is that you can do to make some money for the day.
Okay. And did you ever have any trials or tribulations when you were going through it like that, or
not really?
That stands out?
No, not really. I didn't. It's been cool because and the pandemic helped a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because being at home, it made everything kind of coast.
So basically, we were talking about the pandemic, and I was selling shirts before the pandemic started, but I had the one with the hog and the crown on it. It had it was the Arkansas Legend, the group that I have, Arkansas Legend. I was selling shirts and I was selling hoodies. I never thought I'd sell a hoodie, but people, once you start selling one thing, people request other things. They want, hey, I need a hoodie, or I need a jacket, or I need something else.
Yeah.
When you're selling stuff like that. But during the pandemic, I just didn't want to really see people a lot, or I wasn't out as much, so I really just stopped selling those altogether.
E-commerce, I mean, it really, really grew. You know what I'm saying? During the pandemic, e-commerce really grew. You know, people were forced to be at home. Stores were forced to find new rules for their businesses, right? Yeah. Walmart had to do some changes. You know what I'm saying? Some of your favorite stores closed during the pandemic, right? So new rules. You know, so that's when e-commerce, that's when I really got into drop shipping. I'm like, this is so easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, where this been all my life? You know, you literally can be at home in the bed and making money.
Mailbox money. Go see the postman.
Bed money.
Yeah, that's it.
Real talk. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that it was good. I'm not saying that it was good that COVID came, but I'm just saying that the pandemic, it needed to happen. It made entrepreneurs think different in their own business. It made small businesses become more creative in their business, because you're like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not selling no products. How am I gonna sell? How am I gonna, push my business forward? Some people were probably just now opening their businesses and everything. You know what I'm saying? People, So that was like completely unexpected for a lot of people, you know what I mean? But it made them come up with new rules. Yeah.
So I'm one of those people that love money. I've always loved money. When they used to say, oh, you ain't supposed to love money. Money is the root of all.
Who said
that? Trust me. Enough people to where I just had to be rebellious and say, I know. I don't care if y'all don't like it. But because I knew the things that I lacked in my community growing up in the housing project, Section 8, welfare, AFDC. I knew we was missing money. Mm-hmm. And, sometimes there comes along that person in the generation that understands, hey, if you want to change your situation, we're going to need some finances.
And it's so crazy that you said that, because it is one in every family. Yeah. Like, we don't think about that. It is one generational curse breaker in every single family. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if I break another curse, I'm sick of breaking
because curses. It's really about just stopping the bull crap in your family. You know what I'm saying? Bad health, bad spending money, debt, poverty, and all of that. And that one person that say, you know what, that's not going to flow through my family tree, from what springs from me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to break a lot of those things for my sons, their kids. They starting to have kids. You know what I'm saying? So those things, you don't want those things to be the struggles of your children. You know what I mean? So that it's always one curse breaker in the family, you know, and it may be you, it's me.
I can definitely tell.
It is you.
I can definitely tell that you love money. Yeah. And so, and I was wondering about, I don't have to wonder who your influence is. What made you, I'm assuming it's your father who influenced you the most with making you say.
Because my daddy always worked, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about my daddy would get up at 5 o'clock. It was just me. He was a single parent with me, so getting up early in the morning, he had a routine. Every single morning, he'll hit the gym. Every single morning. My dad was a big guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, like, he worked out, you could tell, and so he would go to work, and get off work and go to work, his job, you know what I'm saying? He would sit out and cut ice for hours. At night, I remember being a small little girl, him and his best friends, and he still had those same best friends to this day, you know what I'm saying? But they all cut ice, they're all chefs. And so with them working, or him working like that, you know what I mean? I saw how, and then those times when he would get excited of selling ice, or, and I'm like, that's the type of thing that, it sparked something in me. Yeah.
That's great. So do you have any other mentors besides your father?
Not that many, because I believe in not watching too many people. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to watch too many people. I'll watch like YouTube and different, celebrities that inspire.
YouTube.
Yeah. I know, right? But I'll watch certain people like, that inspire me, that are millionaires. Like I said, I love millionaires, but I love watching billionaires, because billionaires will really tell you the simplest thing. Like, they tired of making money. And they done made so much money. Who was it? Warren Buffett, or one of them gave Bill Gates, somebody gave all their money away. Warren Buffett.
It's the Bill Gates Foundation. Yeah. Warren Buffett was the first person to give it away.
Give it away and just start all over again. If I could do it once, I could do this again. I got me here. You know what I'm saying? So when you watch people like that, like I said, I can't think of the guy that I was watching this morning, because my TV was just on autoplay. Yeah, but like with him, he was just giving the most simplest way to getting to making your money or to being successful. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys. I mean, when you talk about Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and Jeff Bezos,
you watch those people. Listen, because
Jay-Z,
success leaves clues. Success leaves clues. And if you pay attention to how they move and you pay attention to their habits and some of the things that they do, they are not frivolous spenders. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like you see people like Mark Zuckerberg or who is the Steve Jobs that wore the same clothes. Hey, I think I saw you guys at a party the other night. Everybody in there was so dressed up. I think I'm the only one there in t-shirt and jeans. I didn't care about that.
You know what your
I needed on tennis shoes for what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? You was everybody else had on their clothes.
I had glitter. I ain't got glitter. There's glitter in the bathtub. There's glitter on my camera. There's glitter everywhere. I had a shiny suit on. You like I was with Diddy.
You was dressed. You came out of your Mac 10.
I had, but it's because I'm doing the YouTube thing now.
Yeah.
And it's because it just give them something different because, I've been grinding my whole life.
Right.
I've been doing this since I was 5.
Yeah.
So there was nobody giving me anything. I was always taking out somebody's trash or working. It was all work for me. So now I'm at the point where in my 40s where I pretty much retired. I do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And now I decided to be a full-time YouTuber because I know hip hop moved because all we were doing was talking anyway. Mm-hmm. So we're the best talkers in the world. So they say, YouTube, if you put out enough content, they'll send you a check. In 2 to 3 years, you know what? I got time.
Yeah.
I got time, and I can help people in the process. If I can help somebody become a better entrepreneur, if I can help somebody, and I can also help entrepreneurs push their brand.
Yeah.
So, the more people you can help is how you get wealthy in America.
Right.
So I'm helping 2 people at the same time. I'm helping your business and all other business owners that come on the show. Talk about whether it's cooking or whatever they're going to talk about. If they're catering or if whatever they're selling, or tarot cards. I don't.
Yeah.
As long as you have a small business and you want to get out there, real estate, you matter, and I'm here to help get you in front of the people. And at the same time, I get to educate my followers, my subscribers. And while we're at it, hit the like button, thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell so you can get more content. So I get to help my subscribers learn what it took for you to get to where you are.
Right.
So it's a win-win. It's a win-win.
And they need that. It's so many different. They need a platform. Like I said, I used to do Side Hustle Saturday, and they will love it because it was the ones that sold shoes, and they didn't have a place to actually set up in a storefront and be in a store. I wanted to give them that experience of their customers coming, them having an actual place, location, and their customers coming to them. It's it's easy to do e-commerce, and it's easy to sell somebody something. I don't care about seeing you. You don't care about seeing me. You just want your shoes, I'm going to send them to you. But it also makes a better impact when you can talk to that person or you can get, feedback from your customers face to face. So things like that and this, it's just creating that platform because small business owners need that platform. We're coming into the holidays, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Super Saturday, all of those type of things, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all those type of things, especially now, you know what I'm saying? So the platform is very important.
Gotcha. And you had a purse. I took, I'm a photographer also, serial entrepreneur. I think it said dealer on it or something like that. It said dealer.
I'm at a funeral with it all.
Hey, but that was so hard. I said, sis always killing them.
Shout out to Lenieka. I think you had on your show for her book.
Shouts out to Lenieka.
I got it.
Shouts out to Lenieka. Yes.
I saw that purse. I'm like, oh, that's mine. Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so you got the purse from Lenieka.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were selling those purses. I was like,
no, I wish I
was. And that's how small the business world is. It's so connected. We've named about 3 or 4 people that we all connect with.
Yeah.
And so that's why, guys, once I keep these shows coming, we're going to do a big to-do. I'm going to make a big to-do probably at the Embassy Suites where I have all you guys come back and we're going to set a platform and we can talk and bring people in and get them to where they need to be.
Yeah,
the young business owners, because people don't understand how important this is right here. Marketing.
Yeah.
You got to market. You got to sell it. People got to see you every day. So I appreciate you guys for coming on just so we can push. Because every time I talk about y'all, I sell another book.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. So what's next? What's next for you?
For me, I have a lot.
I'm ready for it.
Being a serial entrepreneur, your brain never stops. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things. In the next 5 years, I want to get into commercial property. I've been talking about that for years. I do want to, I told myself by 50, whatever I'm doing at 50, I'm set. I'm not coming up with nothing else. I hope. I don't know. I really want to just be more settled.
Warren Buffett didn't start. He didn't start making money when he was about 50.
Yeah,
right?
well, I probably need to take that back. I want to get into commercial property. I definitely want to get into it. So now I'm working on business credit and everything. So I want to have something big. But for right now, I'm going to put together an ebook for t-shirts, how to start a t-shirt business, because I know the A, B's, and C's of doing that. So that's where I am right now.
Okay, and what would you tell somebody that's getting into the t-shirt industry in 2021, 2022, if they just getting started?
I would say start with one design. Make sure it's popping. Make sure it's not busy. You know what I'm saying? We don't do noisy. We don't do busy. You know what I mean? But make sure that you have just one design. Just start with that and just really take your time with it. Don't rush it. If you know how you want it to look and you're not a designer, it's a lot of people out there that will design for you, like Fiverr. Yeah, they have Fiverr. Yep. That's full of freelancers.
Yeah. We see how we run the same thing.
It's full of freelancers that can help you design, even if you just tell them what you want, even if you don't know how to actually design it. But I would say start with one design, and don't make it hard. And they have all kinds of systems out there now. You can use YouTube, to come up with different ways of knowing how to start a t-shirt business for free. Just start, figure out the colors, get your logo together, what you're going to call it or whatever. You don't have to have a lot of money to start a t-shirt business. It's an easy, profitable, business. So, yeah.
Yeah, shouts out to Fiverr, man. They just made me like VID, whatever their special program is. It's a VIP program where you email them and they find the people for you. Now, I ain't even better go looking no more.
Oh, yeah. I need to check into that.
Yeah, just keep spending money with them, man.
I know, right?
Just keep spending money with them.
They'll start buddying you up a little bit.
They want to keep that business.
But they'll do that. Not only that, they'll design your website. You know what I'm saying? So if you looking for somebody to help you design your website, Fiverr is the shit. Fiverr will help you really get your business out there. So if you're looking for flyers, t-shirt designs, websites, or whatever, it's for people like you.
That's it. So Fiverr, y'all watching this first one is on me, but I could definitely use the support. So, hey, we need that sponsorship over here. Because we really use your services.
Yeah, I know, right?
We don't mind telling people about them. So that's a thing in itself right there. So how can people contact you? What's the best way to contact you?
I would say go through, I have a Facebook. I'm Saw Michelle on Facebook. You can send me a message on there. That's usually where people find me. But you can also, the t-shirtdealer.com is my website. At the t-shirt dealer on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. And then also the t-shirtdealer@gmail.com for my email.
Okay, y'all got all that. So like I said, I've been selling shirts. I didn't realize how many t-shirts I've actually sold. The first ones I got from Eric was the Arkansas is mine, the grown man. People would ask for them.
Yeah.
People, I'm wearing the shirt. They like, man, just take
the shirt.
Here you go. Just take this shirt. So the next shirt I came up with was my first Arkansas Legends shirt. I had a guy press some up for me. They wasn't perfect, but it worked.
Yeah.
And I would sell them. And I would sell a few, but then I put a hog and a crown, and then it upgraded, and I got
especially
better.
Now that the games are going on, so you need to get off of those shirts.
I need to get off.
You need to go ahead and print some of those up, bro.
I need to get off those shirts, but I'm a hustler, so I still got Obama fans in the attics. Anything.
Got a house full of stuff.
Yeah, because I was trying to make money, but once I started once I got in the picture business, I bought a camera. I was hanging out with Ricky D. He made me buy a camera. My first camera. One of those
I used
cameras
to
just like
Ricky
this right there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See how small it is? I bought that camera right there, a camera just like that. I got like 5 of them now. But I bought a camera similar to this one. I was going to shoot rap videos of myself.
Oh, yeah?
That's why I got a camera.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't afford one in school, because cameras are expensive.
They are.
And I bought a camera, was going to shoot rap videos, and ended up taking pictures at a club.
And you've been taking pictures ever since.
Yeah, I got cameras that fly. I got cameras that float. I got a photo booth, all you selfie booth that takes pictures by a 6-foot camera.
No.
Take pictures by itself.
Yeah, because when I came in the club, I'm like, oh, snap, we're moving up now. Started from the bottom, now now we're here.
Now we're here. So yeah, and now I'm using those same cameras to shoot our thumbnails.
Wow.
I'm using those same cameras to shoot the record.
My dad called it equipment. So anytime I'll be tripping about buying something, he like, hey, that's inventory.
It's a tool.
That's inventory. What you doing?
A tool. And it's a tax write-off.
It is.
It's a tax write-off. That's the most important thing about being in a legit business is that tax write-off. The government wants you to be in business.
Yeah.
They want you to be in business. They want you to have a family, and they want you to be in business because they want that income.
Right.
Because they know what kind of, and if you get real big in corporate, they, what do you call it? A corporation?
Yeah.
Is a person.
Yeah.
That's how much they like for you to be in business.
They want you
give you a whole
to do
other
your
person.
thing. Yeah, they want you to do your thing. Yeah.
So you can't beat that. So God bless America, and nowhere else
in that area. Right.
Yeah, God bless America, because I mean those tax write-offs have been a big help. You know, I used to be like, man, I'm not gonna buy that. And then my wife was like, it's gonna be a tax write-off.
Yeah,
baby.
you better keep your receipts.
Yeah, keep them receipts.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, you can get you a good CPA.
Yeah.
And pay your taxes because they give you a kickback, and it helps.
Yeah.
For me, as a small entrepreneur, that was when the CPA talked me into going legit. Because I was selling CDs, I was a beast, you know. This is back before Square. This was back.
The only thing I knew is that they can't track cash. That's the only thing I was talking about. Like,
but I wanted that credit card money too, because everybody was moving the credit cards.
Yeah.
You know, this was before Square. This was when you had the little swipe machine. You know,
real easy.
Yeah. So
it's something that
Square,
they making money so easy.
Oh my goodness.
You know, all these different Cash App, Vimos,
goodness.
PayPal, all kinds of things. They made making money so
Life
easy.
changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, people can't say I
It's just
got
going
no
with
more.
the times. Yeah.
So if the best time to get started was yesterday, the next best time is right now.
Right.
So if you're trying to get into the t-shirt business or any business, now is the time to start.
Right.
Man, I appreciate you coming on the show.
I thank you.
This was a great conversation.
It was.
You're going to have to come back.
I am.
Okay. You're going to have to come back, because we can do this all day. I knew we had a lot in common, but I didn't know we had this
But
much
we
in
always
common.
had things in common,
Yeah,
though. You
so
know,
that's it.
yeah, back when 2000, 2005, we was out there calling ourselves rapping. We was the
man.
country girls, you know, trapper to rapper, coming through recording everybody. Listen, we had the park sold up, you know, so people knew us. I started moving things around in my city and making a name for myself back then.
That's it.
Yeah, so now when I see all of us and all of the old heads and everything, we got so much love for each other here in our city, Little Rock, Arkansas.
I'm so proud of the Arkansas movement right now.
Yeah.
It's on fire to see these young guys getting
It
signed
is.
right and left. Get a few female signed, because it's a few that's super dope out there, and just keep the money circulating.
It's so much talent,
I always say 100 hogs will mess up any field.
Yeah.
So all of us working together. Now that we got this network, I think it's gonna be big.
It's gonna be big.
I think it's gonna be big for
You just
us
got to
to-
keep pushing and participating.
That's it.
Yeah.
Because we got some of the hardest working, some of the best hustlers in the whole world.
We really do.
right here.
Yeah.
So-
I'll say that.
Yeah. So, and it's coming to fruition. So it's that time. It's that time. So, hey, guys, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hey, follow my girl on all social medias. You have to reach millions.
Get the book.
It's the rapper, baby.
Thank you, Trapper, for having
Thank
me.
you. I appreciate you. All right.
That's what's up.
Hey, y'all have a great day.
It's the rapper.